sort of promised myself last night not to drink if it was like off price or something. So much for that. These are called kurumi. Maybe I came on too early again. I've got a twirly. I forget who told me this now. Might have been my uncle. So what they do, they go to the pensioners, so they could get on from 9:30, I think. They're going to town. But a lot of the time they'd go and get on at 9:20. And say, I'm too early. I'm a pensioner now, you know. That kanji there, that means hangaku. That means half price. We all like seeing that. But especially if it's for walnuts, very healthy. Good for your blood. Good for your heart. Maybe one more beer. When I lived in Tokyo, I went to this Spanish bar, a South American bar, and a Corona or its brother or sister was like 1,000 yen, which was quite fucking expensive even for Tokyo. And the reason was they did it to keep out the fucking riffraff. And it's right, because earlier in that night I've been into a bar with South Americans in. Fucking hell, you could cut the atmosphere with a knife. No, those fucking Peruvians like. That's not Victor. Victor's a professional Peruvian. As is his dad. Thank you. She just brought my beer. So I'm going to try and get in touch with my old friend. I haven't spoken to him in 20 years. Our friend died on the ski slopes in Austria. He was skiing with fucking hell, his name won't come to me. He was skiing with Tim. They were both skiing together, and Tim was in front of Alex. And they went over a lip straight into a fucking bulldozer. Me and Tim's girlfriend were like about 80 yards away, just above on the slope. I guess it'll be alright. All his internal organs crushed. That fucked up that skiing holiday. And then 1 week later, I was back at work. I was driving up to Sheffield, because I worked in London, and this fucking lorry switched lanes at the last minute, and luckily I was fucking paying attention, because he pulled out and there was a fucking lorry right in front of me, about 60 miles an hour. Managed to fucking brake, so that could have been 2 of us gone in a week. If you're watching, where are you watching from? Nihonjin desu ka? Gaikokujin iru ka? I would love a pint of Stella. So over the last year or so, the idiot in charge of America, Boris Johnson, the idiot in charge of Britain, Berlusconi, another fucking idiot. Are there any more idiots around the world that are in charge of their country? But obviously there are some that are like dangerous idiots, like fucking Erdogan. Maybe through in the satellite states of Russia. I always thought, like, what's his name? No, I don't think so. I always thought Putin, because he's a really good guy, but there's lots of stories about he's like salted fucking millions away. So that speaks volumes, done it in when Donald Trump is wanting pardons for his 3 children. So basically, if he wants pardons for his 3 children, there's more or less saying that they've been up to something fucking dodgy. Hello, Ken. Was it you? Were you from America, Ken? I can't remember, man. I've been watching TikTok these last few days, and there's so many gorgeous girls on there, of all ages. And there's some right twats there as well. Cape Town, bloody hell. It's a bit dangerous in Cape Town, isn't it? South Africa. I like Trevor Noah. I'll have to read his book one day, Born a Crime. Fucking funny comedian, especially when he does his "You're the Black Hitler." Schwarzen Hitler. But I think Hitler was from the Black Forest. I used to work at a bowling alley. I just still remember his name. His name was Doug. He was from South Africa. He was the bartender at the bowling alley in Sheffield, Fair Park. They had six eggs with milk this morning for the what do you call it? Scrambled eggs. Can't believe it. I only bought the eggs the other week, and they're saying they're fucking already out of date. Eggs last longer than that, don't they? Been drinking, geek. No, so you said you're off drink or something. The one thing I hate about South Africans, try to guess what it is, Ken. have a guess. Think. Britain, France, Italy, and Germany. What thing do you think they hate about South Africa or South Africans? What do you geek? Any ideas? Well, he's gone. He must have gone. Well, it's nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with politics. It's to do with the World Cup. Yeah, no, like I said, nothing at all to do with politics. It's to do with the World Cup football. I knew I shouldn't have said that I like Trevor Noah. No, nothing to do with the. I can't remember how well they fared in that World Cup. No, it's to do with the Vuvuzela. I don't know if you watched any of those games, but they had this wind thing, and it was the Vuvuzela was, I think it was from like an animal's horn or something like that, from its head, and it was long, and the tribesmen used to use it to call. And but they made a fucking toy of it, and they constantly throughout the game with this fucking wind thing, and that was they banned it. They put a ban on it in England. In fact, maybe through Europe, it was banned. They weren't going to have like silicons fucking waving those things about. But even now, there's sometimes at football games, there's like people with fucking big tubers and all kinds of things. Hello, AA. It's my friend from the Alchemy. Last night, no one was there when I first went on, so I'm glad people are here. Apart from Kent's gone. I've seen AA before, but I can't remember where it's from. Very fucking annoying. I'm guessing that I am guessing that they still wave those about in South African football matches. I wonder if they do. I wonder if they do it at the rugby as well. But I must admit, I was so into. Oh, she's cute. She's by herself as well. So yeah, she's cute. Yeah, I must admit, I can't remember seeing that because I've watched South African rugby games before, and I can't remember seeing the vuvuzela, or more importantly, hearing the vuvuzela at rugby games. So last night I went to Victor's, and he kindly let me print out all these papers. Fucking get them home. The information that I wanted is not fucking there. So I've got to phone home to England tonight. Thank God for fucking Skype. Let's see. I don't know what. There's something really dodgy with this area because because there were no new notifications for new cases in this area. So I'm a bit suspect about that. 33 new deaths. Well, it's gone like this. Just starting to rise a little bit, but not as much as before. Yeah, that's very strange. Aichi's not showing its fucking new cases. That's very strange. That used to happen in the 1970s, I think. Alright, Kent, glad to see you back. Did you hear my question about what did I hate about South Africans? Did you hear that question? We've just been talking about it. It's related to the World Cup. No worries, Kent. The vuvuzela. And then we were talking, because that was at the football, it was banned in Europe before they even got a chance to use it. And then I was wondering, do they have that at all sporting occasions? There's one thing. I guess there's one good thing about this COVID for young girls It'll, it'll keep scabby old men away from the young girls for fear of catching COVID. But I'm not diabetic and I've got O level blood, so I'm okay. Do you get Yorkshire pudding in South Africa, Ken? I wonder if you have. What about you, Geek and Ed? Do you have Yorkshire pudding? That was the name of my bar, cafe bar, the Yorkshire pudding. There was someone making one on TikTok. He made small. I used to make big Yorkshire puddings, about this size, and this guy was making the small ones. Oh, it's not. But you got to have the. But the other thing about with the Yorkshire pudding, you've got to have the gravy to go with it, Ed. And you can't make. You can't use the canning of gravy or the powdered gravy. You really got to make it yourself. Or you use a bit of stock, I suppose, but. Oh, that sound. Yeah, well, especially the toad in the hole. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. And I think maybe Americans call that pigs in blankets, don't you? As opposed to pigs in the White House. Pie and mash, yeah, that's good. Pie and mash. What's that thing with the you have some peas as well and put some Worcestershire sauce on. What town is that, Geek, that where it's near you? Is it a big town? I went into King's Head in Santa Monica. Maybe you know that one. Well, that's fucking massive. What town is that? That's massive, massive. That's a massive town, that, yeah. I've had crabs. Just going for a quick leak. I'll put it on charge for a minute. Look at the ceiling. Oh dear. My father-in-law used to like the crab brains. All right. King K. I can't. Were you on the other night, Kay? That girl, I think that girl realised I might make a move on her, so she fucking ran away. She left it off a cake. She didn't finish a. She didn't finish a chocolate cake. When when I had the crabs, it was from. Oh, I had it a couple of times, but one time it was from my brother's best man's younger sister, and I went to get the crab. Three girls came round from the back of the shop, came to look at who it was that had got crabs. I know I should have sent my brother for that prescription. No, you can. Yeah, you can leave it. You get most of the time. Yeah, I have left the car truck open, doors open. Sometimes with the door, once I left it open, totally open. No one fucking shut it. It was just open, and no one took anything. Most of the time, yeah, you can in this area. What did I use what for, Ed? The cream to rub on my pubes to get rid of the crabs. Right, so next week we're gonna start seeing all this new vaccine going out. Yeah, I used to live on the Parsons Cross. Yeah, when I was near my granddad's old house, and I was walking around, and there was fucking young kid. This guy had put his sneakers out to dry, and this young cunt was going to take him. Like, don't bother me to fucking pop it. That's what we need. You use an ointment? No, I had no problems with it. It didn't burn my balls. No. There was in one of the McDonald's nearby. There was a guy. He left his just like I did, and I was surprised by he left his phones. He had left two phones on the table, and I did think about doing a like a prank video, taking the phone. I told when my brother got crabs, I told him to use toothpaste. Oh no, you can shave it, but I think you still need to use the cream. You know, because it goes above the pubic area and below the pubic area. So yes, so this girl, Jillian, her name was, and so I went. So I went with her. I took her. Actually, we did a. She stopped at my place. We did a runner from a taxi, and he was trying to find us because he made a mistake with the money. And so we sat outside quiet, and I just started to kiss her, and then it was all hell let loose. But my mate went with her. 1 week later, my mate went with her. The mate that used to go into the bowling alley pub, and his name was Brent. I just said, by the way, Brent, you might need some crab cream. No, we didn't do a run, and we just went inside my house, and then he was trying to find us, but we just sat inside being quiet. Yeah, this, there was this about Bill Gates. He had some vaccine that was like sterilizing young girls in India. But the problem is in India, it seems that a lot of young men and women, they start a family, and it's so fucking bad there. They just can't afford to feed the children, so they fucking abandon the children. My friend's sister was looking. What do you mean? Just now? Was this a while ago? With the going like a bit geeks got crabs. I think you've never lived if you haven't had a dose. I think I remember I was at the VD clinic, and like I said, I was a telephone engineer, and as I was at the VD clinic, an engineer came in that I knew, so I had to I had to like hide out of the way. You haven't lived. It's just like those people who say I'd never pay for sex. Of course you fucking pay for sex. Massive, oh bloody hell. Where'd you live on? I used to live on the far end near Shire Green. Dealings Avenue. I lived at the beginning of Dealings Avenue. And my grandma and granddad lived on near College School. I used to go to College School. Is the Parsons Cross Hotel still there? Well, this is why I can't do crime, because I've got this. Everybody knows me. Which road do you live on, Kay? That used to be my dad's hangout. I think I've only been in it once or twice. My granddad used to live on Falstaff Crescent. No, just maybe. Do you know my cousins called Hammond? Zach Hammond and Josh Hammond. Is St. Cecilia's Church still there? What about Mick Sykes? Dave Henry. Do you know Dave Henry? He used to be the cock of Chaucer School many, many years ago. Nicholas Firth, he went to Chaucer School. That's my cunt brother. Stannington. How would you know Gary Fisher? My other cousin has just moved up to Stannington. She's working for Gripple. She's a director. Fucking hell, that's a bad move, that, ain't it? King K. Moving from Stannington to fucking Parsons Cross. A frying pan fire rings a bell. These are the masks in Japan. So if you come into the restaurant and they give you one of these, so if you need to go somewhere, you've got to put this on. Go to the toilet or go and get a drink. I know Merlin Bridge. A Glass Club Bottom, I don't remember that. But I used to go to the sports. You know, when you go to Merlin Bridge, you go to the right hand side there, and there was a sports club, and you could get a mate to sign you in on a Saturday night. A pint of Stella was 50 pence. Those were the days of my life. They were great. 50 pence, fucking pissed every Saturday night. 50 pence a pint of Stella. Yeah, I used to go drinking on Hillsborough Corner. Fredo's. I can't remember what the regular price was then, no idea. But that would have been in 1985, something like that. 84, 85. The last time I had a pint of Stella was in Bali, I think. Shaky, what's that? Was that Shakespeare? What were the pubs now on that fucking corner? There were quite a few. There's a good night out there on that corner. Yeah, I went in there once. The last time I went in the area was maybe 10 years ago, and I went in and they give me a short order on the pint Stella. So what's fucking happening here? Because there's no order, there's no line now. There used to be if you're still there used to be a line on the glass. It's low, so you've got to put the beer up to the line. There's especially the foam, you can't go below the line. And now they changed that fucking law. They changed it so they can get away with shit. That's all. If there's no line, fucking put it above that line. It's supposed to be there. No, I can't remember Legends. Was that a knocking shop, Legends? They don't get this. I'm talking 30, 40 years ago when I used to go down there. And there was that little club on top of hill. Yeah, like I say, fucking good night out down there at Hillsborough Corner. My uncle used to own the paper shop round the corner. He used to have one on Mill Bridge as well. He used to have 4 paper shops. Oh, I think I remember that place. Might have only been in 1 or 2 times. It's on the left-hand side going towards town. It's fucking empty here now. I think it was emptying thingy last night as well. Probably because, you know, the COVID's took an uptick. I seem to be putting on my faith in I've got whole blood. What's it with the COVID barrack tower? And I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember going in there. Are you down to take that vaccine then, King K? What's happened to Ed and Geek? Where'd he gone? No, I don't know if it's so. King K, you can get here. You can get a good when the pound actually had some value. So that would be 50 pence for a glass of wine. Oh, now and again. Okay. Yeah, my brothers went up the other end of town when they got rich. So hopefully, when they start putting that, giving that vaccine out next week, it's gonna fucking work. There must be other countries in Europe and America as well who's starting to like give it out as well. Surely, well, the British, the guinea pigs. But it says that it's like 95% successful. But what if it's the 5% that it's not successful? It's on the fucking old people. So it's 95% all right on the fucking anyone that's below 60. If you're above 60, that's the 5%. What would you do, Ed? Would you take it if it was available next week or the week after? The funny thing, like this is with any frozen product. There's always thank you. There is always, for example, when the fucking refrigeration gets switched off, no one tells anyone. So if that's really bad, if you get a fucking dose of that when it's actually been, for example, it's dropped below the minimum temperature, and then they switched it back on and it's back up to the temperature. Yeah, well, I guess so, Ed, because it's fucking rampant in America, isn't it? It's cleared out the fucking nursing homes, that is a fact. But it's still they're continually looking for help in these homes. But as you can imagine, if you're working in these housing homes in Japan and you're clearing up old people's shit, and this fucking agency taking 10% of your fucking salary, fuck that. I think they trained a lot of Philippines people to do this job, and then started doing it, and they just went, fuck that. I think it's if you're in a position where you can't wipe your own arse, and even with, like, it's about time to say goodbye, innit? I was watching a little bit of Ricky Gervais this morning, and he was also complaining about the Wi-Fi cutting off. Did you have that home rice much when you was in Japan, Ed? I think did a video when I was in Toyohashi, and I was watching this. There's a window where you can watch them make it. Fucking amazing skills, the chef. I don't know, I forget what I was saying. Well, hopefully by the end of next week we'll get some results of what's happening with the vaccine. But obviously the newspapers will be looking forward to it failing, because that will sell newspapers. If it weren't for the fact that everybody fucking got the news. They stopped selling sausages for 2 yen. Oh, well, 25 years in this area and nearly 3 years in Tokyo. So now I'm thinking about whether I should. No, no, I'm basically Japanese now. I just like I haven't lost my accent much, so yeah, I'm a bad guy. I have seen I know foreigners that like the mannerisms, but I know